Stop number 8 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to the brushy mountains of North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, as we're at here today. As we're here today for the running of the First Union 400, as we're set for 60 laps of action. We had a relatively clean race for Bristol, the last race on the tour. A lot of good racing and not much change for the lead, truthfully, so there you go. But that's where we're at here today. But we go from here to North Wilkesboro Speedway, the second of 3 straight on the short track here. And let's get started on this race here today. And running for the first time since the Daytona 500 is Jessica Shelton, the number 17 Crown Royal Ford. She's put in first race since the Daytona 500. And what does she do? She puts the car on the pole for today's event here today at Wilkesboro. She'll be alongside Emmanuel Hartnett, car number 20, the Dollar General Toyota. And this is the second of 10 races that she's running, by the way, this season. Kyle Matthews starts in the inside of row number 2. He's in the 42 Coors Light Pontiac. He starts third. He won the season at Rockingham. He'll be alongside Ryan George, number 15, the Quality Care Ford. Third row, Joshua Osborne, car 78, the Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boats Toyota. He'll be alongside car 16, Paul Minnick, in the Family Channel Ford. Next row down, Cole Beaver in the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet car number 3. He had a good run at Bristol last race in Missouri, finished second in that event. He'll be alongside car 11, Mitchell Collins in the FedEx Ground Toyota. Another Toyota, Kev Shear, has the inside of row 5, the Airstream Machine Toyota, that finished second at Atlanta. He'll be alongside Jackson Haywood, car number 7, the XI Ford. He starts in 10th position. Row 6, Dylan Young in car 2, the Miller Lite Ford. He has one of our 3 in-car cameras today's event here. So does Jessica Shelton and Kyle Matthews, by the way. Those are our 3 cameras today. He'll be alongside car 18, Matt Haas, in the Interstate Batteries Pontiac, excuse me. Dadgummit. Next row down has car 18, Seth Cole in the K-Love Ford. He'll be alongside car 01, Jesse Turner, in the U.S. Army Pontiac. Next row down, Keith Batson in car 18, the Quality Care Service Ford Taurus. He'll be alongside car number 6, Valvoline Ford, of Ryan Brommer. Next row down, Johnny Gardner in car 12, the Alltel Dodge. He'll be alongside Tristan Allen in car 14, in the Office Depot Mobile One Chevrolet. Next row down has car 99, Levi McIntyre, a former winner here at North Wilkesboro, as a matter of fact, himself. He'll be alongside car 25, Phil Parker, in the UAW Daimler Chrysler Chevrolet. Parker was winner this season at Darlington. Next row down has Charles Sanford in 24, the DuPont Chevrolet. He'll be alongside car number 43. It is Mike Becker in the STP Pontiac, the Daytona 500 champion. Next row down, Nathan Orman in car number 1, the Bass Pro Shops Trucker Boat Chevrolet. He'll be alongside car number 9, Zachary Fitzwater, in the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. Next row down, Shane Lake in car 30, the Pennzoil Pontiac. Alongside of him will be car number 4. It is William Brock in the Kodak Dome Chevy. Next row down, the only 3-time winner this season so far, Zach Rogers, car 33, the Skull Bandit Chevrolet. His wins this season came at Richmond, Texas, and the last race on the tour at Bristol. He's going for 3 in a row. Can he do it today? We'll find out. He'll be alongside car number 5, Jay Jefferson, in the Kellogg's Cornflakes Chevrolet. Next row down has Dylan Poteet in the Caterpillar Pontiac car 22, and number 26, Zach Winkle, in the Irwin Tools Ford. Next row down has Kat Batson in car number 20, Texaco Haviland Ford, and alongside of her will be car 19, Carson Gum, the Dodge Doors Dodge. Next row down has car 8, Rob Evans, the Boazar Chevrolet, and number 21, Quick Lane Motorcraft Ford, of Benjamin Miles. Next row down after that would be Quentin Morton, the Racing with Jesus Dodge car 89, winner this season at Atlanta. And he always usually seems to run well at North Wilkesboro too, so we'll see what happens here today with him. He'll be alongside Sky Cummins in car 40, the Coors Light Dodge. Next row down has car 31, James Henry, the Signor Wireless Chevrolet, and car number 55, Daniel Bouchard, who had that wild crash at Bristol, the last race in the tour. He is in the number 55 Aaron's Toyota. Next row down, Matthew Logan in car 32, the Tide Ford.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Commands again the party engines. We get separation today at North Wilkesboro. Matthew Logan in car 32, the Tide Pontiac, is in the next row down. He'll be alongside Michael Whitman in car 48, the Lowe's Chevrolet. And starting shotgun in the field will be Jeremy Diaz in car 71, the Team Realtree Chevrolet. So we'll see what happens here today at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Jessica Shelton has won twice on this racetrack, as a matter of fact. She won has one win in each race, though, the First Union 400 and the Holly Farms 400. We'll see what happens here today. Can she go for a third Wilkesboro win? We'll find out here. Several drivers, under 40 drivers want to prevent her from doing so as they come off turn number 4. The green flag flies. We are underway in the First Union 400. Riding on board with Dylan Young in car number 2, the Northern Light Dodge, as he runs in, tries to battle for the top 10 position as he go into turn number 3. Young in the number 2 Miller Lite Dodge. He's yet to win the season. Can he looks to do so here today? Another guy like to do so today. You're riding with him, Kyle Matthews. He has won at Rockingham this season. He would like to get a Wilkesboro win for sure. This is one of the tracks he has on his bucket list he wants to cross off. He runs third right now behind the front 2. Emmanuel Hartnett in second, and Jessica Shelton, the leader of the race. As Matthews goes into turn number 2. And there's the view from Jessica Shelton's car as she leads the race here. She has nothing in her view. Her rearview mirror does have a little bit of yellow on it with Emmanuel Hartnett, though. But other than that, smooth sailing for the lady from South Carolina as she comes off turn number 4. and the field quickly now being spread out just a little bit here. 4th is Ryan George. 5th is Joshua Osborne. He's a former winner here at Wilkesboro himself in this very race in season 15. He's in 5th position. 6th position is Cole Deaver. 7th is Kev Shearer, another former winner here. Then Paul Minnick in 8th. 9th is Dylan Young. 10th is Seth Cole. Battling for 11th is the KAB Enterprises cars. Keith Batson in 88 and Jackson Haywood in 7th. Haywood running 12th. Batson running in 11th at the moment. Ryan Brommer 12th. 13th is Levi McIntyre. 14th, Charles Sanford, who didn't even get to see a lap at Bristol the last race in the Tour after starting from the pole. And he had high hopes for winning that event, though, but unfortunately nothing went right for him on the start. And thus got teleported on the pit road and then it pushed into the garage area. And wow, Jackson Haywood off the wall, coming off turn number 4. And he saved it. I did see a little piece of debris flying on the racetrack, though. I don't think this game gives out debris cautions. Occasionally it does, but Haywood saved it. Come off turn number on the front stretch. I thought he was a goner at this point, but he runs 12 still as he's running ahead of the 6th car of Ryan Brommer. Again, he's 13th. 14th is McIntyre. 15th is Sanford. 16th is Ormond. 17th is Shane Lake. 18th is Zach Rogers. He's moved up nicely from his near back of the pack starting position. Mitchell Collins 19th. 20th is Mike Becker. 21st is Matt Haas. Then Cat Batson, Johnny Gardner, Dylan Pote, and Rob Evans, the top 25 in this race here. Quentin Moore's 26 at the moment, and they're going to clutter of cars back there. James Henry, William Brock, Tristan Allen, Jesse Turner, Phil Parker, Matthew Logan, Carson Gum is in there. Zach Winkle, the 5 car of Jay Jefferson, and several cars getting tail happy coming off the 4th corner. And there's the back of the pack right there. And you're at the front of the pack now as Jessica Shelton still leads after 15 laps. We have 45 to go here in North Wilkesboro. Emmanuel Hartnett, he has not yet won. He's within striking distance. However, though, he's 6,200 of a second behind. He's not letting Shelton get far ahead of him, as I should say. Good battle for 3rd position going on between Kyle Matthews and Ryan George. The 42 and 15 cars going at it. That are Pontiac versus Ford. Meantime, Cole Deaver's gotten around Joshua Osborne to take 5th position away. Deaver coming fresh off a 2nd place finish at Bristol, Tennessee. He had led for a good part of the race there, but until the first caution flew, when Zach Rogers took the lead from him and pretty much never looked back. So Deaver would like to get a win here today at Wilkesboro for sure. He is currently 2.5 seconds behind the leader at the moment. So Deaver looking to make up what distance he can. He's closing up on the 2 cars ahead of him though, Ryan George and Kyle Matthews. And whoa, Seth Cole off the wall, and he saved it. I did see Seth Cole get way wide off the 4th corner right there and about to tap the front stretch wall. Nonetheless, Seth's car didn't even take a licking of it, and he keeps on ticking. He's 10th right now, running just ahead of Keith Batson in 11th at the moment. And meantime, the interval's shrinking between the front 2 cars there. Hartnett runs 2nd. Shelton is the leader at the moment still, after starting from the pole. Pole speed was 118 miles an hour. They are averaging just that, 118.5 to be exact. Fast lap of the race so far was a 119.237 by our leader again. Seth Cole is not far behind, though, 119.231. So that's the 2nd best lap he's run so far. Battle for 3rd still raging on between Kyle Matthews and Ryan George. Matthews has a rear bumper cam on the number 42 Coors Light Pontiac. Matthews, he comes in this race as the championship leader coming into this race here. He has, as he came in 6 points ahead of Zach Rogers in the points. Rogers right now rides 17th at the moment. Looks to the low side. That's Ryan George as he comes out to number 4 onto the front stretch. Ryan trying to find a way around the number 42 car as he's been all race long so far. Off to number 4 they come, and now Matthews pulls ahead a little bit on Ryan George. Meantime, Deaver trying to close up. He runs in 5th position at the moment. There's how the field's looking like right now. They're now pretty much all single file at the moment. Matthew Logan caught up in the high side, as is Daniel Bouchard. So they see off the 4th turn they come. Leaders are starting to catch the lap traffic here. They're not far behind them. There's Logan. There's Whitman coming off turn number 2. There's Shelton now coming off turn number 2. So about maybe a full straightaway ahead, I think. We'll look and see. Yeah, Whitman almost a full straightaway ahead. So yeah, so they may catch the lap traffic here as the race wears on. We're halfway home now. 30 in the books and 30 to go. Meantime, almost a contact right there between Benjamin Miles and Michael Whitman. And meantime, Bouchard and Logan are both running right side by side together. Logan dropping like a rocket at 32 Tide Pontiac. In the meantime, we got a battle going on here. Dylan Young to the low side of Paul Minnick in the 16 car. Young in number 2. On board with Dylan Young. Trying to close, he's running in 8th position and closing up ahead of him is Kev Shearer in car 00. Young right now currently sits about 5 seconds behind the leader right now. Yeah, a little over 5 seconds behind the leader, I should say. And he's in 8th position. He's now gotten by Paul Minnick for 8th position. Leads the train of cars of leads a train of about 4 cars of he and Minnick, Seth Cole, and Keith Batson. And now Shelton's caught the lap traffic right there. That's the 32 car of Matthew Logan just ahead of her. Interval is 1.1 seconds, so we're going to keep an eye on the interval as they get through the lap traffic. We're going to keep an eye on that. And whoa, Shelton gets way loose off the 4th turn. Hartnett closed up just a little bit now to 1.06. So it's going to depend on how well they get through the lap traffic here. The lap traffic was a bit of a factor the last race on the tour at Bristol, Tennessee. Well, not much of a factor, but they did get through the lap traffic just a little bit at Bristol, the last race on the tour. And Hartnett really knocked the interval down. It's now 72 hundredths of a second between the front 2 cars. Whitman just alongside Shelton as they come to the 3rd and 4th turns now. Of course, the lap car can be your best friend if he or she stays between you and the 2nd place car. And so Michael Whitman now runs right there between Shelton and Hartnett. Hartnett to the low side, just about got loose, come off the 14. He did get loose, I should say. And still can't get by the 48. So Shelton, as I said, that 48 car kind of treating her as her best friend at the moment. And maybe the 32 car if she gets by him. And it won't be long until the 3rd place on catch those front 2, going to catch the lap traffic themselves. In fact, Kyle Matthews trying to close up on Hartnett, trying to take advantage of his trouble getting around the 48 car. Whitman getting a little bit loose, come off the 4th corner. Battle for 9th going on right there between Paul Minnick and Seth Cole. Several of these cars running right there together on the racetrack at the moment. So single file, but they are pretty close together. But still not much battling going on throughout the pack. And now Shelton is caught up on the high side of the track now. She tries to get by Matthew Logan and the 71 car, Jeremy Diaz. And come off turn number 4. It's going to be... So what's going to happen in turn number 1, she now ducks low on Diaz's car. She's still got the 48 car between her and Hartnett, though, but Hartnett's really chopping the interval down. It's now down to 48 hundredths of a second. It was up to about 87 hundredths at one point, but in the lap traffic, and now she's got 2 lap cars between her and Hartnett. So she's getting through the lap traffic better than Hartnett is at the moment, the 20 car. Hartnett's got to be frustrated at the moment in that 20 machine. And that 48 and the 71 car that is battling for position. They're both not on the lead lap. They're 40th and 41st at the moment. So a battle really pretty much for who does not want to be last. And Ryan George gets by Kyle Mendes for 3rd spot. So Ryan George giving that 15 car quite a run here today as they come off the 4th turn. And now Matthew's under pressure from Cole Deaver in car number 3. The sight you do not want to see in your rearview mirror, that black number 3 coming up right there behind you. Closing up on 10 laps to go, by the way, here at North Wilkesboro. Matthews runs 4th, Deaver runs 5th. And Ryan George is closing up on Emmanuel Hartnett for 2nd place at the moment. Meantime, 32 car Matthew Logan giving Shelton a little bit of trouble here, come off the 4th turn. She does come by now for 9 laps to go. If she should hold on, she'll win her 3rd race at North Wilkesboro and her 2nd in the first Union 400. A limited schedule she's running this season, though, but nonetheless, her car is still very strong. And we got problems on the front stretch, and the yellow flag has flown for the first time today as we had just rode with Shelton. Let's see, Hartnett's okay. George is okay. Matthews, Deaver, Osborne, they're all okay. And it's Carson Gum in 19 that has spun to bring out the first caution flag of the day. And Shelton did not want to see that yellow flag fly, but she does have lap traffic between her and Hartnett. Take a look as to what happened. Carson Gum was running 28th when this happened. And apparently an engine failure has happened on, some mechanical failure has happened on the 19 machine. He's very slow on the track, come off the 4th turn. Let's see what happened there. Several cars miss him. Oh, Joshua Osborne getting awfully close, and everybody's hitting the wall trying to avoid the 19 car. So several cars have a little bit of wall scrapes off the 4th corner of the track there, but Carson Gum, and we'll see what the problem is. Well, he's 2 laps down there, so they're not. And they still did not have Carson Gum out of the race just yet, though. Pace car ducks up on the pit road, that we're going to get set for green flag racing. We'll have 3 laps to go. And the question is, can Jessica Shelton hold them all up? She as we was about to point out, she is running a part-time season, but that does not mean her car's still not strong. The green flag flies. We're back underway with 3 to go. Lap number 58. Cautions knocked the average down to 105.001 miles per hour. Two laps to go. She'll see the white flag next time by Emmanuel Hartnett. Knowing his chances are now shot, but the lap car's in between him and Shelton. Unless something goes wrong with the 17 car, that's the only thing you can hope for in the final lap. The white flag waves over Jessica Shelton. She has 1 lap to go. The 5-time series champion off the second turn as she brings the number 17 Crown Royal forward into the third turn. And she goes wire to wire from the pole off the fourth corner. Jessica Shelton wins the first Union 400 at North Wilkesboro. Second place to Emmanuel Hartnett. Third to Ryan George. Fourth, Kyle Matthews. Fifth, to Cole Deaver. Sixth, to Joshua Osborne. Seventh place will go to Kev Shearer. Dylan Young, 8th. 9th will go to Paul Minnick. And 10th to Seth Cole. 105.515, the average speed in this event here today. So 8 races are in the books this season here at this season. As we'll head to the third and final short track, third race on the string of short tracks on the schedule, as they head to the shortest and the slowest at Martinsville, which is next on the tour. Rest of the finishing order for you here today. 11th place will go to Keith Batson, Jackson Haywood 12th, Levi McIntyre 13th, Ryan Brommer 14th, Charles Stanford 15th. 16th is Zach Rogers, 17th Mike Becker, Nathan Orman 18th, 19th Shane Lake, Cat Batson 20th. Rest of the finishing order for you here today. Matt Haas, Dylan Poteet, Mitchell Collins, Johnny Gardner, Rob Evans, William Brock, Jesse Turner, Tristan Allen, Quentin Moore, not as usual, good run he usually has at North Wilkesboro though. Phil Parker 30th. In a position here today, James Henry, Jay Jefferson, Zachary Fitzwater, Sky Cummins, Daniel Bouchard, Benjamin Miles, Zach Winkle, and Matthew Logan was the last car on the lead lap in 38th. Jeremy Diaz and Michael Whitman and Carson Gum round out the field. All 3 of them were the only ones not on the lead lap. So a quiet race at Wilkesboro, at least until the slight concussion that happened somewhat with Carson Gum's car, but other than that, though, like Bristol, a nice clean race here today, and Jessica Shelton, in her usual own fashion, dominates the day at North Wilkesboro Speedway, averaging 105.515 miles an hour. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on the channel. We got inter-races, gaming videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA Seth Cole desires for his channel. And be sure to check out our other series, including the Boas or O Pro series, the Duracell Cup series, and on Thrashman 899's channel, the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup series. Be sure to check those series out as well. And also check out our other videos, including some online races as well on the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. You never know what's going to pop up on this channel. Let's put it this way, too. Maybe occasionally some updates from Seth himself. So we'll see what happens as his ordeal's going on. So anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about here. Anyway, that will do it today at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Congratulations again to Jessica Shelton, the winner of the first Union 400. For now, this is James Clausen in the production of the NNSCRA. Offline racing at its best. We will see you at Martinsville.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?